Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Friday, September 14th. Well, quite a cool morning here in the Mid-Atlantic region. A weak cool front is approaching the East Coast, and that'll keep us below normal for the weekend. And then another frontal system will head towards the East Coast early next week, and that'll combine with a lot of moisture down in the southeastern part of the country to perhaps form a soaking rain for much of the Mid-Atlantic later Monday into Tuesday. That front then sweeps off the East Coast by the middle of the week, and we stay quite cool for the latter part of the week. Well, I thought we'd start off here with a look at the North American Oscillation Index. We haven't looked at this NAO index in quite some time, and this becomes increasingly important as we approach the winter months. In general, a negative NAO indicates the possibility of colder than normal weather in the northeastern part of the country, whereas a positive NAO index generally indicates cold air does not last long in the winter months in the northeastern part of the country. There's nothing to hold it in or block it in, so the cold air is typically a glancing blow during the winter months. So as we approach the winter, we'll be looking at this more and more. Now, what's interesting right now is in the next 5 to 10 days or so, the NAO is actually forecasted here, and all these red lines indicate different model forecasts for the NAO. It looks like it's going to drop off sharply and become quite negative over the next 5 or 10 days or so, which is quite interesting. And it does correlate with a cooling trend here in the middle part of the country and the eastern part of the country. In fact, we have one cold wave colder than normal wave that came through this week and into the weekend, and another one is coming right on its heels for next week, and then even a third one looks like it's waiting in the wings for the end of next week or the beginning of the following week. The bottom line is, looks like a pretty cool trend here for much of the second half of the month for much of the eastern half of the country, and we'll see if this kind of reversal in temperatures that we've had over the middle part of the country will continue into the latter part of the fall and perhaps even as long as the early part of the winter. Well, what do I mean by a reversal of temperatures? Well, a few weeks ago we talked about some possible early clues about the upcoming winter that kind of indicate the possibility of cold and maybe even a stormy winter in the Mid-Atlantic region and in the upper part of the Midwest, a cold winter. And all of that was predicated on the fact that temperatures could reverse during the fall after a very hot summer. And we've had a hot summer, especially in the middle part of the country in much of July and August. But there were model forecasts suggesting a kind of a reversal of temperatures, and that reversal to below normal would continue through the fall and into the winter months, and we'll monitor that. But look at the 6 to 10 day forecast here from NOAA forecasters. Again, a complete reversal here in the middle part of the country and spilling over into the eastern with a dramatically cooler than normal pattern here setting up for the next 6 to 10 days. And again, the last 6 to 10 days have also had some below normal temperatures in areas that were way above normal just a couple of months ago. So some of these model forecasts that we've been looking at seem to be panning out in the sense that there is a reversal of temperatures here from way above normal to way below normal, centered mostly over the Great Lakes in the middle part of the country, but even that is spilling over into the eastern part of the country. It looks like this trend, this new trend, will certainly continue for the rest of the month of September. Well, here's the latest surface map. High pressure continues for one more day here to dominate the weather scene right up and down the East Coast with pleasant temperatures and humidity values. Here is the next cool front slowly moving to the east, and basically all the rain in the country today is associated with this frontal system. Right along the front here, there are bands of showers and thunderstorms. That'll tend to weaken as it approaches the East Coast. There can be a shower or two late tonight in the big cities from D.C. to Baltimore to Philly to New York. Nothing at all on the heavy side, nothing at all on the long side, and some areas will escape without a drop of rain later on tonight, as this frontal system tends to weaken. At least the precipitation field associated with this front tends to weaken as it approaches the East Coast. Once that passes off the coast by morning, high pressure will fill back in for the Mid-Atlantic region. Looks like quite a nice weekend with plenty of sunshine both Saturday and Sunday, and on the cool side again, below normal, but basically pleasant temperatures and humidity values. Now, early next week, things are going to change again, and it looks like we may be setting up for a soaking rain event here in the Mid-Atlantic region after what is a very dry week this week here in the eastern part of the country. Well, here's the latest infrared satellite loop. A band of clouds here associated with that frontal system approaching the east coast. There's some clouds here in the east today, but for the most part it'll be mostly sunny and pleasant again. Some rain associated with this frontal system. Way down in this lower left part of the image loop here is Tropical Storm Christy. It's kind of an interesting scenario here. It looks like it'll continue to move to the north and west of Baja California. Ultimately, it could throw some Pacific moisture, some tropical moisture into the southwestern part of the country, so we'll continue to monitor that. Once this front passes on by, clear skies set in as high pressure moves right back in behind this cold frontal system, and it'll be again on the cool side for the next couple of days from the middle part of the country right to the east coast. Well, let's kind of focus in on the potential soaking rain event for the latter part of Monday night, and Tuesday here in the Mid-Atlantic region. First of all, this is the GFS forecast map from last night's 0Z run for Monday morning. And here you have high pressure that will control our weather over the weekend, starting to shift off the east coast, kind of opening the doors for some moisture to move in. And sure enough, there's a lot of moisture starting to gather itself from the Gulf of Mexico into the southeastern part of the country. At the same time, it's quite a frontal system starting to develop out here over the upper part of the Midwest, and this will kind of put a squeeze play on the atmosphere and dump some rain here in the Mid-Atlantic region for the latter part of Monday through Tuesday. Let's now jump ahead to Tuesday morning, and here you go. This is the GFS forecast map for Tuesday morning, and it looks like the timing between the moisture developing in the southeastern part of the country and that strong cold front pressing in from the north and west from the upper part of the Midwest will combine to cause a soaking rainfall. Here is that frontal system as of Tuesday morning according to the GFS model, and quite a bit of precipitation, some on the heavy side here, headed for the east coast for, again, the latter part of Monday through Tuesday. That front will then whip off the coast by early Wednesday. It looks like it'll pave the way for a below normal second half of the week, as this reversal in temperatures for the middle part of the country and into the east from way above normal a couple of months ago to now below normal. Looks like that trend will continue for the foreseeable future, and the next frontal system may be preceded by a soaking rain event here in the Mid-Atlantic late Monday through Tuesday. That's it for now. For the SIweather.com, I'm the SI meteorologist, Paul Dorian.